Good morning. Namaste, everyone. Welcome to Story Time with Rashmi. And let's see what do we have in Story Time today. You all know that we are talking about ABCD cards of inclusion. And guess what's the alphabet for today? Yes, you all are right. And I know that you all have seen the teaser of our storyteller who will be covering the card C. Now, C, as we all know, is for collaboration, collaborate. And what's the inclusive tip for it? To bring the change in our society, to raise the stigma and taboos, we need to work closely together as a team and collaborate. So let's see what our storyteller today has have for us in terms of collaboration. So I welcome Pratigya, our storyteller for today. A very warm welcome, Pratigya, to our platform, the Spectrum, the Awareness Project. So let me give you a brief introduction about Pratigya and as a storyteller and what she and her experience. So Pratigya Haran is her full name. She is a storyteller, RJ, voiceover artist, a trainer of public speaking and communication and drama. Wow. She is a resident storyteller at a few city schools where she shares stories on weekly and monthly basis. She has her love for storytelling. As she had told me, comes took seat in London when she had volunteered at a state school at a story time like Story Time with Rashmi in the local libraries. Having moved back to India, she thought to take up this as a full-time profession, having shared her stories at libraries, children's centers, language centers, corporates, all of which gave her a knack of storytelling. And here she is. And Pratigya started her own story tag, Everything About Stories, in March 2017 to formally give a shape to her work and name to her work. She's also part of a project called Springboard Tales, wherein there is a team of storytellers who come and meet monthly and share videos, stories, and all of it. So Pratigya holds lot of experience in storytelling, and it's a privilege and good fortune to have her here. Over to you, Pratigya. Let's get going.
Thank you, Rashmi. So today's story is rather a special one for me because it's one of my favorite stories. Before I jump into the story, I would invite everybody who's listening to the story to think of one dish, a dish that you've never heard of before, which has weird ingredients. But when you hear the name, you should know what we're talking about. I will give you an example. Say, bitter gourd cake. Isn't that a weird combination?
Bitter gourd cake? Hmm.
So, requesting all those who are watching to maybe type it down, a weird dish, a combination of things that you've never heard of before. And while you're thinking of this and writing it down, I will jump into the story. So, once upon a time, there lived an old man. Now, he led a nomadic life, moving from one village to another, one town to another. At times, he would beg, borrow, or even steal if needed to make ends meet. Once, while he was walking between two villages, almost the sun was high above him. Gudu, 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 gudu. Gudu, 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 gudu. His stomach started rumbling and grumbling. And he realized, oh dear, I'm quite hungry. I hope there's a village not too far. And he quickened his steps. As he walked quicker, far away, he heard some sound. Ah, maybe a village. He looked all around and he picked up three soft, smooth pebbles and dropped them in his bag. And he walked towards the place where he heard the sound. And yes, as he had guessed it was a village. A village market. Perfect. Just the place where I can find my lunch today, he thought. And he walked much closer. He entered the market and he looked all around. A typical market, hustling and bustling with people. People buying, people selling, kids, adults, everybody is around, busy doing things. And he thought, this is my time. And so he called out, "Stone soup, anyone? Stone soup. It's the most delicious soup ever." Now, just as how you have never heard of a stone soup, nobody in the village had heard of it. And people stopped in their tracks and they turned towards that voice. And the old man could see the expressions. While one lady was thinking, "Stone soup, if only I knew how to make it, my kids will never go hungry again." Another person thought, "Stone soup, eh? New dish. If I could add this to my inn, there would be people coming from far away places to try out this new menu. I will make a lot of money." And few others thought, "Stone soup, yeah, right, whatever next." But the old man knew he had got everybody's attention. So just to spice it up, he called out once again, "Stone soup, anyone? Stone soup. It's the most delicious soup ever." Now, in any gathering, the most curious, the most excited, the most lively ones are the kids. And so within minutes, he was bustling people, all kids around him, looking up to him. "Stone soup? Oh, yes." And he looked down and he said, "Would you want some stone soup?" "Oh, yes, of course. Please, we would like to try that, Grandpa." "Well, you will have to help me." "Oh, anything you want. Tell us, what should we do?" "Pick up whatever buckets and pans and pots you can find. Rush to the river and bring me some water." And zoop, 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 the kids got to work right away. Big buckets, small buckets, pots, pans, whatever they could get hold of, they picked it up and rushed towards the river. The man got ready. He looked around. He picked a few sticks, a few twigs, small little logs of wood, and he arranged them right in the middle. He picked those stones of his and chop, chop, chop. Fire, of course. And he lit the fire right there. He looked around at the village. So many of them. I will have to make a soup in a large, big cauldron if I were to serve everybody. But then he took out a small pot from his bag and he said, "I have such a small little pot. I can hardly make soup for 2 people in here. If only I had a large cauldron, a big pot, I could make enough stone soup for the entire village." And he looked a little forlorn, a little upset. "What do I do? A little lost." He heard a voice from the village. "I am the potter of the village, and I have the largest, the biggest cauldron one could ever want. I will get it for you right away." And the potter rushed to his stall, to his shop, and he picked up this huge cauldron and he placed it right there on top of the fire. By then, the kids started arriving one by one. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. They poured the water in. And when it was filled to about half the amount, the old man said, "Okay, that's enough. Thank you very much." He picked those stones of his, washed them with a little bit of water, and plop, 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 dropped them in the water. I have yet another problem now. The pot is so huge, it's a big cauldron, blub, 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 boiling with water. And the ladle I have is a really small one. If only I had a long ladle, that would help me stir this soup. Oh, what do I do? And he heard a voice. I am the carpenter of the village, and I have the best wooden utensils you could ever want. And yes, I have a ladle which is long, long, really long. Just perfect for you. I'll get it for you right away, he said. And he rushed to his stall. He picked this huge, long cauldron and gave it to the old man. The old man took it thankfully and he started stirring the soup slowly. Ah, ha, 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 he said. Everybody just stared at him. No smell. What is this old man talking about? There is absolutely no smell. Ah, salt, of course. I forgot to add salt in my stone soup. If only I had some salt. And yes, you guessed it right. I came a voice. I am the salt seller of the village. And I have the saltiest salt one could ever think of. And so he went and he brought some salt. And whoosh, the salt was dropped in the soup. Now the old man stirred it once again and he took a little bit in his hand and it has turned out pretty well. But there's something missing, you know. Last time when I made some stone soup, I added something to make it nice and crunchy. Something orange in color. If you know what I'm talking about, just put that in your chat. Orange and crunchy. Yes, Rashmi, what is it?
It's carrot, maybe.
Carrots, of course. Well, then you must be the carrot seller of the village. Could you please give me some carrots?
Take.
And yes, a big bag of carrots was brought right there. And the old man said, now, this is a lot of carrot. Are you all just going to stand here staring at me? I would need some help. So please, can you all wash the carrots? Wash. Yes, please, wash the carrots, yes. And peel them. And chop, 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 chop. The entire village washed and peeled and chopped. Washed and peeled and chopped. Washed and peeled and chopped and blub, 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 blub. All of it was dropped in that huge stone soup. What else can I add? What else can I add to make it yummy and delicious? And he heard a voice, peppers! Peppers, of course. Ah, peppers, of course, said the old man. Well, you must be the... Yes, of course. I am the pepper seller of the village. And I'll bring the peppers. You wait right there. And again, a big bag of peppers was brought. Together, the entire village washed. Wash? You wanted the soup, if not? Wash. Together, they washed. And they chopped. And they washed and they chopped and... Blub, 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 blub. All of it was dropped inside. And this time, when he stirred that soup, and he said, and everybody could smell it. Ah, they said, oh, this is really smelling nice. Now everybody was excited to try out that soup. Once again, the old man stirred the soup and it is coming out well, but what can I add to spice it up? Black pepper, said someone. Oh, well, then you must be the spice seller of the village. And yes, he was. So he brought some spice and the spices were dropped. And what can I add to make it rich? To make it creamier? Ah, yes, of course. There was a voice. I will bring you some butter and cream. That is what will bring richness to the soup. Well, the butter and the cream was brought, and when that was dropped, a dollop of it in that soup, oh, the aroma. Ah, ha, 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 ha. The villagers couldn't wait for the soup to be ready and to try it out. And he looked at everybody and he said, what are you all just standing there for? Don't you want some soup? Yes, of course, they nodded. Well, then find a bowl and a spoon, everybody. And within minutes, there was a nice, long, straight queue of the villagers, each with a bowl and a spoon in their hand. And the first one arrived and some soup was served. He tasted it. The soup has come out well, but he turned around at the queue and he said, wait a minute. You need something to go with the soup.
Some soup sticks?
Soup sticks or bread. And I am the baker of the village. I'll get you some bread. So he rushed to his bakery. He picked lots and loaves of bread. The bread were cut into smaller pieces. And very soon, every single villager had a bowl with some stone soup and a piece of bread to go with it. So can you all hold on to your bowls now? Drop the spoon. Yeah. And can we drink the soup? Remember, it's hot. So blow on it. It's really hot. Mmm.
Yummy.
Yes, yummy, of course, they said. And after serving it to everybody, the old man took some for himself, poured it in, and he had 3 or maybe more bowls of them. He was so hungry. And he looked around. The villagers were happily chatting with each other. Oh my carrots, I tell you, that is what brought the best, crunchiest taste to the soup. Oh no, your butter was the best. It's the butter which adds cream to it. And the spice, oh, your spices were really interesting to add to the soup. And while each one of the villagers were talking about how together they had added up things and made the soup really delicious and yummy, the old man made sure nobody was watching. He dropped his hand in the cauldron, picked up those 3 stones, and dropped them quickly, stealthily in his bag. And he quietly walked away from there. Stone soup, anyone? Stone soup. It's the most delicious soup ever.
Lovely, lovely. And I loved the soup, the entire process. Wow, I'm sure my carrots added flavor to it.
I'm sure they did.
Nevertheless, but a very beautiful story told in a very, very simple and very interactive way brings lots of message of coming together and the power of coming together and collaborating. So Nina here says lots of concepts can be taught using this story. Collaboration, culture, tradition, values in terms of food, togetherness, etc. Umayal, who's watching, and she says, lovely voice modulation, loving every bit of the story. Nina says, beautiful expressions and narration, and loving the way both of you are bringing suspense together to the story. Janaki, she says, superb, Pratigya. Love the way you are emoting and bringing out the emotions in the story. Nina says, beautiful start. And she says, it's one of her favorite stories which you have narrated. And let me share more comments. It's full of, we have around 41 comments. I'm reading the most relevant ones. Yeah. Nina says, what a beautiful start to the story, and it brings about a lot of message in a very simple way to the power of collaborating together. And we've always spoken about that it takes a village to raise a child, it takes a village to do a lot of things. And today we saw the power of coming together in storytelling with you adding extra spice to the story today. So thank you so much, Pratigya. But before we close, I would want to know that recently you had done a workshop on storytelling to about 100 neurodivergent children. And what's been that about? And would you like to share a bit on that? And what do you think the storytelling can bring about that change that we look for in the mindsets of people?
Yes, so recently I had the opportunity of telling stories to um, kids on the spectrum. So at an early intervention center. So I have not worked much with children with different kind of capabilities. So I've had very limited experience on that, and I'm glad that I'm getting more and more experience now. It was actually a wonderful experience because more than the kids, like how I was telling you earlier, Rashmi, more than the kids, I could see the parents enjoying it. And I realized it's such an important stress buster for the parents. Of course, there's a lot of learning which we will talk about, but the first thing that really stuck to me was that these parents are laughing and giggling and their eyes were lit up and they were kids themselves. And as parents, we all know how difficult it is parenting a child, especially there's an added difficulty or added demand when the child is differently abled. So these kids parents were going through a lot of stress, so it was wonderful to be able to give them a de-stress. And of course I could see how they could pick things from the story because they were kids of different abilities, right? So while some were very oral, very vocal, other kids were not. So the parents could see what they can pick from the story, whether a voice modulation will work better for my child, which I can go back and try at home. While some other parent was thinking, having that kind of an expression helps. So by being more expressive in my discussions with my child is something that I can help my kid with. There were others who told me that just the idea of repeating it. So the choice of stories was such that it's very repetitive. So
Yes.
just the idea of repeating something over and over and over again in a fun way is again helps the child learn things quicker. So one story, one simple story can really teach so many things. It was a wonderful experience for me.
And even in today's story, thank you so much for sharing your experience. And even in today's story, if our viewers would, go again and watch it, they would have seen all the chopping, cut, 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 the voice modulation, the words, how we learn it. So I think the power of storytelling, coming together and collaborating can make a lot of difference, which Pratigya states from her own experience very recently. So thank you so much, everybody, for taking out your time on a Tuesday morning at 11:30 to hear Pratigya out with such a wonderful story of soup stones. Wow, I am going to, really enjoy this soup once more. Thank you so much. Let's see and wait for Nina Auntie what she brings with her next Tuesday. Thank you so much, and I have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you, Pratigya. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Rashmi. Lovely being here.